So hello everyone, this is Bastien for the PyRat course at IMT Atlantique. In today's lesson, I'm going to present you how to prepare your PyRat environment for writing your AI files and submitting them to the PyRat software and playing some games. So I'm saying lesson, but today is basically an introductory video, and don't worry, the other videos you will get in the course are far better than this one. I mean, they have texts, they are really saying what they should say, and here I'm kind of improvising. But anyway, I hope you will get all the necessary information. And if something is still not clear, don't hesitate to ask, and we will help you on the Mattermost platform. And I will cover this aspect a bit later, by the way. Okay, so let's go. So I will share my screen. This one, share. So here you recognize the PyRat website, which is the main point where you will find all the details of the course. So on the welcome page, you have the presentation of the course, the objectives, what kind of adjustments we have made for the COVID situation. So I will kind of cover what is detailed here in this video, the calendar of the course, how evaluation works, and etc., etc. So all the important things. In the episode tab here, you have the detail of all the episodes you will follow. And what I'm going to detail more today is the important resources tab here. So first you have the course calendar. In the course calendar, you will get all the dates of the various courses and the kind of evaluations you will have. In the evaluation sheet, you have all the information about how you will be evaluated. So you can find this sheet a bit below on the welcome page too. Then you have the Google Colab file. We will come back to that later. The Mattermost link, we will also come back to that later. The Moodle link, which is basically a link to where the evaluations will occur. And finally, the PyRat virtual machine, which is a pre-configured virtual machine, which is stored at school, that you can use to avoid installing PyRat on your machine. So it will simplify it quite a bit, everything. So click on this link, the PyRat virtual machine, and you will reach this Red Hat virtualization website. So click on the VM portal. You have to log in, and when you are logged in, you have the TP PyRat machine, which exits. So for my part in the video, I will use this one, but you will have to use the TP PyRat machine. So just click on Run. Then you can start. So it takes some time to start, obviously. So don't worry if you cannot do anything for the first few seconds/minutes. Okay, so I have edited the video to remove the loading time, and now the virtual machine is started. So to start the virtual machine itself, to have a look at what's running inside, just click on the console tab on the top right of the window and Spice console here. It will download you a file, which is called console.vv. And when you start it, it will start a remote viewer, which is basically what is happening on the virtual machine, which is stored at school. Up, let's increase a bit the size of what we are seeing here. Okay, so the first thing you will find in this virtual machine is a user directory here. So just click on that. And in that directory, you have a PyRat directory. And in the PyRat directory, you have in particular one file, which is very important, which is the pyrat.py file. It is the main entry point of PyRat. So every single game of PyRat should use this program because it's what handles the view of the maze, what handles the players, etc., etc. But first, before starting a game, we are going to set up our environment. So start a Firefox navigator here. And it will automatically load the PyRat website that we saw earlier on my own computer. Okay, here we are. And go back to the important resources again. And now you can click on Google Colab. So for those who don't know what Google Colab is, it's basically an online text editor for coding. So if you know what a Jupyter notebook is, it's structured the same way. I mean, you have some boxes of text, you have some boxes of codes, And you can run your code online in a Python interpreter. Or you can download this file and run it on your computer, which is basically what we are going to do with PyRat. But the interest of Google Colab over coding on your own computer is that it's easier to share some documents. So you are going to work in teams in PyRat, and this Google Colab can be shared with your team partner so that both of you can work on the same file. Additionally, you will have to share the Google Colab files you are going to produce with your teacher so that the teacher can come and see if everything is fine, if you are a bit late, if you need some help and this kind of thing, without waiting for you to ask. Because when working from home, sometimes people hesitate asking when they have a problem and they accumulate some lateness. I don't know if it's said like that, but they get late and later and later. And we want to avoid that. Okay, so let's go. Now that you have started this file, what is it? It is the PyRat template. So every AI in PyRat will be derivated from this template file. So in this template file, what will you find? You will find a small comment explaining how to share it, a box with some predefined constants, which are the various moves you can do in the game, an area which is basically empty, in which we ask you to write your own code. So if you want to write a function, please write it here. If you want to write a global variable, write it here, etc., etc. We just want you to have your codes kind of organized. Then you have two PyRat functions. So the pre-processing function, what does it do? It's called only once at the beginning of a PyRat game. It is allocated more time. So if you need some time to make some huge computations, say you want to compute all the path from one location in the maze to another location in the maze, you can do it here. And then you have the turn function, which is called every turn in a game and which should return one of the moves which we have defined above. So either up, down, left, or right. And that's it. This is the PyRat skeleton that you will have to enrich to make your own AIs. But you cannot edit this file directly. So let's say I want to write x equals 0 and save my file. It will say I cannot do that. So what we're going to do is to go on File, save a copy in Google Drive, and you have to connect to your Google account. So let's do that. So you will have to create a Google account if you don't have one, or if you have your own Google account that you want to use, it's fine, just use it. For my part, I'm going to create a new account for the demonstration here. So I will edit the video to remove all the details when they ask your validation code and these kind of things. Okay, so I have finished creating this Google account, and it will automatically redirect me back to the template file. So as I said before, we were going to save a copy in the Google Drive. So let's do that again, save a copy in our Google Drive, and now it's creating a copy. And let's start it in a new tab, this new copy. So you can see it works, it's named copy of template. So let's rename it for something. Let's say move right, because I'm going to write an AI that moves right. Very interesting, isn't it? And now I can edit that. I can say x equals 0, for instance. Save, and you see it saves, not as before. So let's write my AI, which moves right. So move right, and that's it. So at each turn, I just return the decision that I want to go right in the maze. Yeah. That's a very simple one for test. You will do more interesting things later. Okay, so now what we are going to do is to share the Google Drive directory that contains all the collab files. So to do that, start a new tab and go on the drive. So you can just write drive Google on Google, drive, and it will give you the link Google Drive. So just go there. You access Drive, and you will see you have this collab notebooks directory here. So just click on that, and you will find your move right program that we just duplicated from the template. In order to make it shared, just click on the small arrow here and get the shared link. Now you have to modify this limited thing with all the users with the link and click on copy the link here. And we are done. So we have the shared link. We are now allowed to share the Google Colab notebooks. But who are we going to share it with? With the teachers and your team member. So in the first lab, one thing we ask you is to find a team member. And when you have found your team member, you have to tell it to the teacher saying, okay, I am with that person and we are going to work together. And then the teacher will create you a private channel on the Mattermost. So let's talk about the Mattermost now. So come back to the PyRat website here. And come back to important resources, Mattermost. So if you don't know what Mattermost is, it's basically like Discord or Slack if you have used one of these platforms. So it's like some chats which are kind of more organized than chats. So you have to register here with your IMT Atlantique address. It's very important. We want you to use that. For my part, I already have an account, so I'm clicking here. Once you're connected, you will reach this page, which is Centreville. So on that page, you have various information on what you can find on the Mattermost platform. You have also some information on how to use Zoom for talking with other people. And finally, the generic links we have with the link to the website of the course, the Google Colab, etc. Now, let's say you are in group 1 in Brest. The teacher will add you to group B1-1, and you will have this channel that appears. And in that channel, you will have all the discussions with people from your group. Then, if you have found a member to be teamed with, you can tell that to your teacher, and your teacher will create a channel group B1-1 team 1 if you are the first team to be declared, and you will reach this place, which is the channel in which you will only have you, your team member, and your teacher. And what we ask you to do now is to click on add a description to the channel on top of the page and to paste the shared link to your Google Drive account. And that's it. So now, normally you are ready to work on PyRat. You have done everything that you have to. So let's check if everything is right. Click on this drive. Okay, you reach your Colab notebook directory, everything's fine. You have your Move Right program here, double click on that and open with Google Collaboratory here. Okay, it's fine. You have your program. We have the variable X we have declared before. We return move right all the time. It's basically what we have been doing. So everything is fine. So let's share this link. So just click on copy the link here. And then come back to the PyRat directory we have seen at the beginning of this video. And you can do a right click, open in a terminal. And now we are just going to try to play a game using this program we have been writing before. So how to start a PyRat game? So you just write Python because it's a Python program, then pyrat.py, and then we want to map your program to the rat. So we say --rat, and the link you have been copying before. And finally here, because we always go right, we just want to ensure there are no wars to check if everything is right. So let's put the density of war to 0. Okay, so you have your program move right here, which has been downloaded successfully, and your rat is moving right. Everything is fine. So you may have seen that the rat is a bit moving not fluidly. It's because of the virtual machine. I mean, the code is running far away at school on a server. And here you just have a view on what's happening. So sometimes if you want to do some real-time things, with distant servers like this virtual machine, then you may not have a very smooth visualization of the game. So you may want to increase the turn time, for instance, so that the rat moves slower, and then you can see exactly what the rat is doing, because here it kind of seems like it's teleporting. Another solution to have a nicer view of what's happening is just to install PyRat on your own computer. So you have the instructions on the PyRat website. So let's go back to the PyRat website to have a look at that. But it's only if you're motivated to do that and you want a better view of what's happening. It's just visual. I mean, it will not impact what will happen in the course. So if you want to install PyRat on your own computer, just go to the PyRat software, installing it, and then follow the instructions that correspond to the operational system. Okay, and that's it for me. So I'll stop sharing my screen. I hope everything's fine. So just remember that what you have been doing here, creating your Google Drive accounts, connecting to the Mattermost, setting the shared link in the Mattermost. Now, if you have done it, you've done. You will not have to do it again. It's fine. The PyRat environment is ready. What you will have to do at each lab on the other side is to go back to that PyRat template and to duplicate it to a new file that you will store inside your Google Drive account. And then you will work on this new file, which will, during the first lab, be called improve random. Then you will get the BFS, etc. So just duplicate this template, work on the new duplicated template, and that's it. You can follow the PyRat course efficiently. So thank you for your attention. I hope everything's fine, and see you later.